guess what? It's the
I would have gone.
What?
It's the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5
600th edition of Wake Up Nigeria. Wow.
Yeah.
And 600, of course, represents a mix of energy.
Now, the number 600 symbolizes spiritual development, balance, stability, eternity, and so much more.
It's unbelievable, really, like seriously, mind-blowing that we've done this 600 times with you every single morning. Thank you so much for joining us, especially for all of you who have been there every single day. My name is Titilayo Oyinson.
And I am Mike Mesikeno. You can catch us on tvcentertainment.tv, where we stream live. We can also, you can also get us at Facebook at TVC Connect.
Yes, sir.
Now, of course, send in your comments. Use the hashtag WakeUpNigeria on TVC.
Please download our mobile app from any Android or iOS store to watch us on this 600th episode from your mobile devices anywhere in the world.
But that's, of course, in case you're living in your house and you definitely need internet connection to make that happen.
Of course.
You cannot do that without internet connectivity. So, it's a Thursday. It's the first Thursday in the month of November, right?
Well, hey, so the weekend, the first weekend of the week is coming.
Yeah, it is. First
Meaning
weekend.
that people got paid last month, so
this weekend's going to be
bubbly.
Bubbly, yeah? Bubbly.
Yeah. Fillmore. Fillmore. I wanted to say Fillmore. Fillmore. Love the name. Afrobeat singer who's going to be performing from his new set of songs. And this one is titled Alubarika.
On Tech this morning, we'll be joined by information systems expert Dr. Adebowale Owosheni to share with us about the 4th Industrial Revolution.
Yes, sir. And for some beautiful live music, we have Tomiwa and the Blaze Music Band.
On art display this morning, we have Samuel Otitoloju, who is an artist and sculptor who will be showing us some of his works, and we'll talk about his career so far.
That looks really interesting, I have to say.
It does.
And finally, we'll be joined by reality TV star and contestant on the recently concluded Big Brother Naija Pepede, right?
Yeah.
Stephen Ikechukwu Onyema, or AKA Ike.
Yep, AKA Killmonger.
Yeah, it'll be great to see him. All right, so it's Thursday already.
Yeah, it is.
And by this point in the week, parents are just trying to wind down. Okay, they've been doing school runs for 3 days.
Yeah.
And then they're finally getting the hang of it. And they're like, okay, don't worry, just one more day. But I wanted to talk about yesterday's traffic.
I wasn't in the traffic. So when I was approaching the house, that's when the rain started falling.
Oh, no.
So I think I got in at a good time. And I told somebody, she might be listening to this. I told her, I sent her a message like, there'll be traffic. And she's like, what, because of the rain? And this one was a Songo babe. You understand? It's not like you've not been, it's not like you don't know Lagos. As I say, shop today, what do you need? Don't worry. I hope that traffic caught her. Because she was trying to feel like she doesn't know.
So there's something very important about communication.
Okay.
So I went somewhere and I was supposed to leave there around 5 p.m. And my mind, I was like, you know what, when it's like 20 minutes to 5, I'll start edging towards the door. And so apparently, someone had been sent to pick me already. Okay. And the person passed through that traffic. Okay. So this person left home around 3:30.
Was this on the island?
No.
Or on the mainland?
No, the person left around Adeni Jones to head towards Omole area.
Whoa.
And didn't get there until after 7.
From what time?
It was from around 3:30 till around after 7.
Adeni Jones to Omole?
Yes.
You're kidding me? What happened?
It was crazy. I actually haven't got the details of what happened on the road yesterday. But it was terrible.
I saw some friends updating. I was like, so I go home in in good time.
Yeah.
I got home 20-something, 30 minutes. I got home.
As soon as it just turned, I think around 4:35, something was just going
happened,
on.
right?
And then everywhere was blocked. But a big shout out to the last officials that were on the road. For the other side of the road was just really free, and
it happened. So there's rush on one side and then on the other side. But I must say that if you don't have to move at some particular times, you
just
don't.
stay where you are.
So I always try to ensure that my schedule, you know, those times when there's traffic on the road, I should be in one place. I shouldn't be moving at that time. So that's why perchance, unless that's where early morning gigs work, because of course in the mornings, except there's one winch trailer that fell or something somewhere, you know, we always get here without traffic.
The people I actually pity sometimes in traffic are the kids coming back from school.
From school,
you know, if for instance, your child's school is far away from your home,
and that is one thing that shouldn't be.
That's a big deal. Please maybe make some adjustments, because we know how the roads are.
Yeah.
And them going through that stress, and then now going home to do homework, and then now go to bed to get ready for school.
For school the next day. So I would say, I would say do all your best to ensure that school, church are around the same area. So school, try to live around school, work, you know, it should be, you know,
community,
easily accessible. You know, so that perchance something does happen. In fact, if it's a strollable distance, the best. Like, I'm telling you, man, we've had issues where I told about one day where this guy was on 3rd Mainland Bridge up until Tollgate. Guy had spent 5 hours, man.
Goodness.
5 hours. By the time he climbed the curb, and the guy was like, oh, man, look, I've spent... You near to see his face. If he could trek, he would have trekked.
Anyhow, sorry about the tales of traffic this morning, but hey, it's a reality that we all have to face. And something else that's a reality is the news.
All right, and of course, Ibrahim is on standby for that.
Thank you very much, guys. Let's begin with an update on the trial of Omoyele Sowore, as the Federal High Court in Abuja has ordered his release after fulfilling his bail conditions. But the convener of Revolution Now movement remains in custody of the Department of State Services because the document from the court could not be handed to the agency before it closed for the day. Judiciary correspondent Celestina Ira has details of days proceedings at the court.
The publisher of Sahara Reporters and convener of Revolution Now protest, Omoyele Sowore, will soon regain his freedom. His counsel, Mr. Falana, informed the court that the defendant has been able to meet the bail conditions imposed on him by the court. He asked the court for an adjournment at the resumed trial on grounds of not being able to have access to the defendant, who has been in the custody of the State Security Services. The prosecuting counsel opposed the application for an adjournment, stating that the charges were filed and served on the defendants on the 20th of September, which affords them enough time to prepare for their defense. The defense counsel told the court that the prosecutor had applied to have his witnesses masked through the deputy registrar of the court without the permission of the judge and has brought a protective squad to the courtroom. Justice Odruku called the deputy chief registrar for questioning, and he confirmed having a meeting with the prosecutor on masking the prosecution witnesses. Justice Ijoma then held that there is no application to mask the prosecution witness before her, and that whatever plans the prosecutor and the deputy chief registrar have has no impact in the proceedings. Counsel to the defendant informed the court that he has not been served with the statements of the prosecution witnesses and the compact discs containing a video clip which the prosecutor wants to use in proving his case. The court therefore adjourned sitting on these grounds to 5th and 6th of December.
They called this morning, and to our utter dismay, we saw gadgets meant for concealment of the identity of the witnesses of the prosecution. And when we inquired, we discovered that between the office of the deputy chief registrar and the prosecutor, an arrangement had been made. Or in fact, the prosecution applied to the deputy chief registrar, and the application was granted behind us that the proceedings be conducted in camera with respect to the hearing of taking the evidence of certain witnesses. So we objected to that. I'm sure the court was embarrassed, and the court sent for the DCR, who confirmed the arrangement.
Any secret arrangement with the deputy chief registrar of masking witnesses. The procedure is, if you want any of the witnesses to be shielded A formal application is normally brought before the court, for the court in open court to take argument by counsel why witness or witnesses should be shielded. That application has not yet been made. If it is necessary for us to make that application, we'll make the application at the required time.
In another suit filed by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission before Justice Okon Abang of the Federal High Court against Fashola Mena, the court adjourned to 21st and 22nd November for continuation of trial. This was after the prosecutor called his first witness, Mario Bashir, a business manager with the United Bank of Africa, Maitama Abuja branch. She gave account of how she approached Abdulrashid Mena, the former chairman of the Pension Reform Tax Team, in 2011 to solicit deposits. He eventually deposited 3 billion naira from the police pension fund with the bank, and the amount was later moved to the Treasury single account with the CBN in 2012. She also made it known that she sought more deposits from him and was able to open 12 accounts in his name and that of his immediate family members, including Fashola Mena. Fashola Mena is being prosecuted by the Economics and Financial Crimes Commission on 3-count charge bordering on money laundering. Celestina Area, TVC News, Abuja.
Now, only one memo was approved at this week's Federal Executive meeting presided by Vice President Yemi Osinbajo. The Ministry of Works and Housing got approval for the award of the contract of the Bida-Sachi-Nupeko Road. This will certainly improve travel time along the strategic road that links the north to the south. There was also approval for the construction of a link bridge between Niger and Kwara State.
It's Bida-Sachi-Nupeko Road, actually, pardon me. And we've attached a bridge, the Nupeko Patigi Bridge across the river Niger to link Niger and Kwara states together and also facilitate connectivity from southwest to the north central and the north of Nigeria. It's an old contract, actually. It was awarded in 2013, terminated for non-performance, re-evaluated. It didn't have a bridge then. We've added the bridge now. Approved now for 58.488 billion, and it's expected to take 30 months.
And that's the news update for now for this hour. Weather update is next.
All right, then, well, we have the papers now. The headlines on the cover of The Punch is where we're starting. Fashola says Nigerian roads not that bad. Man, NECA disagree. And there's some quotes here, very interesting quotes. You should read if you can see them there. It says, Nigeria's shame, Governor Bello's burden, Niger State Technical College. That's in the photo story there. And as you can see, students sleeping basically on mattresses on the floor, and of course the ceiling caving in a technical college. Really, really appalling. Osinbajo fails to delay 35 aides sacking. Page 11 has more on that. Judge orders Shore's release from DSS custody. More on page 8. Lagos begins demolition of burnt Balogun Market building. Pardoned Zamfara convict arrested for car snatching and rape. And appeal court sacks Senate spokesman Adeyeye. UK trip, Buhari didn't undermine Osinbajo, says presidency. Bill to hike VAT passes second reading in the Senate. It's getting closer. Malami reduces EFCC powers, scraps asset recovery panels. And finally, oil worth $42 billion stolen in 10 years, according to Nieti. That's what we have on the cover of The Punch.
Let's take a look at the cover of The Guardian this Thursday morning. Controversy as Buhari sacks Osinbajo's aides. No Cold War in Asawak, presidency insists. And FEC okays 58.5 billion naira road bridge to link Niger and Kwara. How Nigeria lost $42 billion to oil theft in 10 years. And Senate backs Buhari's plan to fight terrorists with drones. And sexual harassment bill skills second reading. And over here we have a few other stories. There's a story, Panorama, on page 2. Scientists create artificial leaf using CO2 to make fuel. And finally, a Senate under fire over fresh move against social media. Bill seeking 3 years jail for false report passes second reading. Wow. And that's what we have on the cover of The Guardian.
Yeah, that's second reading. Just one more reading, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. We have the Daily Sun up next. Presidency sacks 35 Osinbajo's aides. Buhari has not relegated VPs, says presidential advisor. It also says here, Senate moves against Randy lecturers, proposes 14-year jail term. It's a healthy jail term there. Border closure, Senate probes alleged killings by customs officers. Banks defrauding Nigerians via Western Union, according to Magu. And something I even wanted to mention maybe later on when we're having a discussion, Sanwo-Olu drops His Excellency title. More on page 40. That's what we have on the Daily Sun.
The Vanguard has a headline, Insecurity, we must go outside budget for funds, says Senate President as reps seek police, others to rescue kidnapped judge. And Navy urged to set up base in Ogun community to check kidnappings. And a few other stories here. DSS defers Showore Bakare's release till today. And signing of PSC Act, Osinbajo's office not relegated, says presidency. And no more excellency, call me Mr. Governor. I like that, says Sanwo-Olu. And Balogun market fire, policeman, one other died during rescue operation. Oh, that's sad. And trade minister raises fresh fears over AFCFTA. And a few other stories here. Special interview. Banks can lend more without accumulating bad loans. And that's from the new bank called Globus Bank. And how illicit financial flows drain cash from maternal care budget. Wow. And finally, there's a courtesy visit there, our photo story. The Oba of Benin presenting a Benin bronze head to Herbert Wigwe of Axis Bank. And that's what we have on the cover of the Vanguard.
So I have the Nigerian Tribune here, and it says, 3 years after rejection, social media bill returns to Senate. Yeah, it was rejected 3 years ago, but it's back. Offenders risk 3 years imprisonment, 150,000 naira fine. Media houses may be fined 10 million naira, and that's something to look out for. Proposes 14-year jail term for sex offenders. Probe alleged extrajudicial killings at the borders by customs. And on the issue of the Ibadan Torture Center, how police social workers busted Olore camp 15 years ago, according to an NGO. On the excessive rains, farmers fear poor harvest, food shortage in 2020. Kogi Bayelsa Pole, IGP deploys additional 35,000 policemen for Kogi. Secondus, 7 PDP governors, others in Yenagua. NDDC has lost capacity to develop Niger Delta, says Wike. And Adeyeye, Senate spokesman, loses to Olujimi at appeal court. That's what we have on the cover of the Tribune. Quite a lot of stories there.
Yeah. Yes, indeed. I think that's about all that we can take for now.
Of course.
And we'll be back at the 7 o'clock hour with more newspaper updates. But a quick break. Right back after this. It's time for traffic updates in Lagos. Now, if you are out in Lagos, especially on the mainland yesterday, it was crazy. And there is absolutely no explanation. It didn't rain we don't really know what happened. And I've got my crew in the kitchen. Last my mic. And,
you know, I said something, maybe we should have correspondence and have Mary call in at times like this. You know how it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're here.
Thank you so much. So we're going to be looking at the traffic in Lagos today. Now, I guess maybe because of how heavy it was yesterday, lots of people maybe opted to just relax a little bit. So today isn't so bad. Yesterday, just getting across from Ikeja to Ojoduberga was something else. But it looks like it's a bit light today. Throughout Ojoduberga, there's light pockets of traffic at different locations as you head out to, if you're going towards Ikeja area. Not too bad, not too shabby, just some, the bad spots on the road, you would find some traffic. And also, you would find some traffic at the major bus stops. But throughout Alausa, Ikeja, and heading towards Obafemi Awolowo Way, it's kind of free. Towards Allen Avenue, I can see Allen Junction. At the traffic stop, the Allen roundabout itself, there's some traffic, but not too bad. Not too bad. You're not going to spend that much time there, maybe 5 minutes just going around the roundabout. Towards Arumire, which was quite busy yesterday, is also quite light this morning. And then heading towards Airport Hotel, Balogun bus stop, the Trinity Mall in Ikeja, quite free. In fact, right now, Ikeja Underbridge, if you're around Ikeja Underbridge, it's just the navigation around the roundabout that is a bit tight. But apart from that, it's not too bad. So Ikeja Underbridge is not too shabby at this time. And also, if you're going towards Obakran, not bad either. Not bad either. So I think it's Thursday, and because of the traffic yesterday, people are a bit chill. So they're not too much in a hurry. But if you're heading towards the General Hospital, there's a bit of traffic. Requires a little bit of patience from you, but it is not that bad. Now, if you're going from the General Hospital towards the Ikeja bus stop, there's some traffic under the bridge, but again, not too bad this morning. Now, let's head out to Ikorodu Road. Now, okay, well, just before we get to Ikorodu Road, there's some traffic along the airport axis. So if you're going from Mobology Bank Anthony Way towards the airport, there's some traffic going up the bridge and coming down as well towards the Forte Oil petrol station. So if you have a trip this morning, you're going out of Lagos at the MM2, you're going to be meeting some traffic getting to the airport. So if your flight is about 8 o'clock, you should leave now. You should leave now because there's a lot of traffic going to the airport. But the other axis, it's not so bad at all. And if you're going to the airport as well, probably don't take Mobolaji Bank Anthony. Look for a way to go through Towing Street or go through Allen Avenue and then link through Symbiat. You'll be great. You'll be fine if you did that. Anyway, so now we're heading towards Maryland. Maryland is not too bad today. You know, it was quite bad yesterday because of the broken down truck. But today, Maryland is kind of lighter than usual. But there's a bit of traffic as well. So I'm just going to ask Mike and TT if they've got one or two updates for us on Twitter before we round off this morning.
Yeah. At Traffic Butter has this one. It says a broken down heavy-duty truck close to Ile-Zik is disturbing the flow of traffic coming from Cement. So if you're anywhere around there and you're experiencing that traffic, this was 7 minutes ago. Hopefully, some of the authorities are standing by. Yeah, so there's a popular cement company, broken down loaded trailer parked at Punch Estate around Mongoro area. It's backlogged traffic to Cement. So that's a follow-up tweet there about 8 minutes ago, or rather 6 minutes ago. LASMA are on ground and controlling the traffic. But there is a funny one. Someone who was obviously in traffic yesterday says it looks like people just go home to freshen up and return to work in Lagos. Traffic at 5:45 a.m. Do you feel like that sometimes?
Depends where are you going to? Where would the person be going to 5:45 a.m.?
You know?
Which area?
Honestly,
okay, that's
I'm
almost
not
6,
sure.
yeah. So probably, of course, if you're on the Third Mainland Bridge now, heading to the island, definitely you're going to be, there's going to be traffic by 5:45 a.m.
Yeah,
I think
of course.
it should be.
and in some other areas as well. You know, it can be quite tense on the roads.
Yeah, yeah.
You know?
Well, today, thanks, guys. I mean, as we round off, Ikorodu Road is not too bad this morning. Pockets of traffic at the major bus stops. That's Palm Grove, Onikpan, obviously. I mean, those are the usual suspects. Fade is also quite busy. But, you know, it's flowing. It's flowing. Thank God there are no broken down trucks along Ikorodu Road that we have seen yet. So that is helping the flow of traffic nicely. There's still trucks along Ijora. So please be careful if you're in that axis. Keep an eye out. You know, we've heard reports of traffic robbers and things like that. So be careful as you drive in those areas. Third Mainland Bridge is not too bad either, but you're gonna have to be patient along that axis. So now it's quite busy from beginning to end, but it's not all choked and red. So hopefully within 45, 50 minutes, you should be able to make your trip up to the island. And that's all that we can take on the traffic updates. I'm going to be heading to the kitchen now, where I hope that coffee is ready. Guys.
It is. But you know, it's there was something that happened about 12 hours ago. There was a tweet posted by the governor of Lagos, Babajide Sanwo-Olu, and it basically said, "Good evening, Lagos. Your Excellency is a nice title that has been used to justify authority, position in government, authoritarian disposition, executive arrogance, and a demigod mystique. Today, I wish to drop the title and embrace a more representative one, Mr. Governor." Doesn't it feel like...
I don't know why it's news to you and why you're
pumped
up about it.
Okay, so this is different. When I say different, so there's a lot of people complaining that, it's not about the title, it's about what you
Nobody's
do, it's about what you
complain.
get. Calm down now.
You said complain. You said complain. Why you really
Let me
complain?
land, dude.
No, I'm just letting you know.
All right, so I'm just saying that there are some states that have a lot less activity going on. There are some states where the governors are, they could be considered non-existent. For some people, I've never even seen their governor come to their community before. But they're still called Your Excellency, right? Now, this is someone that, has come into a metropolis and, he's seen the problems. Fine, it's a lot, the pace is not as fast as we wish it could be.
Yeah.
But he's saying, let's drop the titles. Let's drop that Your Excellency title and get work done. I like it. I actually do. Because I'm not going to go the religious route, where he says, of course, God is the most excellent. And
Yeah. No,
I
but
get that.
I'm curious to know where that title, His Excellency or Your Excellency, came from.
Yeah, I would love to know too.
So
Is it all over the world?
All over the world. All over the world, you have Mr. Governor, Mr. Senator,
Mr. President.
Mr. President, all those titles don't mean anything if you're not getting any work done.
Which is why...
So,
Yeah.
really, drop the titles. Let's just get to it.
How do you see? I don't care if you call yourself Your Eminence, call yourself Your God.
Your Eminence. That's
I don't care. So it's, for me, this is, it's a little bit disturbing that we're talking about titles. Call yourself Your Godship. I don't care. Do the job. Yeah, so it doesn't matter. It shouldn't be an issue.
A lot of people
Your
are saying
Godship
that
or
online.
whatever,
A lot
it
of people are
doesn't
saying that
matter.
online.
So call yourself whatever name.
Calm down. So the reason why it
point
matters, is because when they go for events, they show up at places, there's all that, Your Excellency, sir, there's all that preamble. Whereas he probably just came there for a 10-minute meeting. And because of all those protocols and all that drama, it ends up being like 1 hour.
Yeah, but dropping the title doesn't mean that all of that is still not going to happen.
So we told you to anybody that really feels it's a big deal. I'm so uninterested in it. Like, I love the governor. I think he has things to do, and he has been trying to see what he can. I love the fact that he declared a state of emergency on roads, and some roads are being worked on. And recall that the rains are still on. So I feel like when the rains subside or when they go off entirely, more work will proceed.
Will be done. And it was very responsive.
Exactly. Kudos, governor. So the title thing, man.
It was also very responsive yesterday, going to Balogun Market.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. That's what I want us. Those are the kind of things I want to talk about. Balogun Market, the fire raged for too long. So going back now, I was seeing how far that thing went, how long it went, and it's disturbing. It's disturbing. Let's do things about that.
Okay, so I'm thinking he's trying to adjust people's mindsets. to get
about who he is.
About who he is. And I think it makes sense. And I think it's something that other people at a certain status should think about.
Okay, so, when we mentioned house husband, I really wish we'll have some time to talk about this. I have a friend.
House husband?
Yeah, very, very cool guy. He's a social media influencer, does quite a lot of stuff. And he says, look, my dream is to be a house husband. It's his dream. I want to get married to a career woman who loves her job, who wants to go out in the morning, come back. I'll stay at home, take care of the kids. I will work at home. I'm the kind of person that I don't need to go to an office to work. Yeah. My laptop is my office. I'll sit back at home. I want to be a house husband. I want to get married to a career lady, you know, and let's have that balance. I want a career man who is obviously out of the house, a career lady who's obviously out of the house, and then I leave my kids to be raised by someone else or something. And I think that's very valid.
A good part of 2010 and 2011, I used to do a lot of writing. So I wrote 3 shows. I wrote 2 seasons of Moments with Mo.
Yeah.
1 season of
Debaters?
The Debaters.
Debaters, yeah.
1 season of the Next Titan.
Yeah.
And like 4 or 5 shows. I was essentially a house husband.
Cool, great.
I was just
great.
So
I love that.
Just me and my son. There was no nanny or anything like that. Just me and the boy. And my wife was out. And,
every day?
All day. So
why didn't you keep that going though? Why did it change?
Oh no, writing is way too much work for way too little money. So
okay.
So you see,
so that was the reason. So.
So the idea of
a lot of other things, yeah.
The idea of patriarchy makes men feel like, okay, that is unbecoming of a man. I think that's where we need to, bust those myths. No, it's not. Like you said, you were doing work, you were achieving more. Yeah. You could probably even be at home and even earn more than the person who's going out. It's all about what you want to do. Career driven. For me, I would love it, but the point is that I can be very restless. Staying in one place can be very hard for me. But I wouldn't mind.
And I wouldn't mind. One of the things I also found out, if you are a day trader, if you're a day trader and you have access to funds internationally and locally, you're going to be making way much money than even a bank manager. But you need to be able to understand how day trading works.
You're right.
And where the money is moving to, so that because you can't say you have $1,000 and you're starting day trading, you lose that money. So you have to be able to continually turn the money around and all of that.
So there are a lot of men that do stay home now, but they keep it mum. I think they keep quiet about it.
Yeah.
Because possibly the in-laws, they don't want to be seen as lazy. They want to actually be seen to be going out to do something.
To do something.
Yeah.
Forget that I will stay at home. If I want to, I will stay and I'll work. I'll make the money.
Wow.
So stay at home, husbands. Yeah.
Wow. House husbands. Okay.
House husbands.
The real house husbands of Lagos.
Of Lagos. Macho.
We have to take a break, y'all. We will be back after this.
Yep, of course. Fillmore, our first performer for this morning. Fillmore is an Afrobeat. Yeah, that's what we call the style of music, Afrobeat. Yeah, Afrobeat. And you've been doing music for 5 years now, 2 years professionally.
Yeah.
Yeah, professional music. How's the terrain been for you? Okay, you have to take your mic up.
All right.
Aha, let's feel you. Good.
Making music professionally, you could actually make music not professionally in the sense that you probably just record in the studio and the song is not out there for people to listen.
So, but since you started making it professionally, what has been the difference? How has the demands? Have you been able to meet up to the pressure of doing professional music?
Yeah. When I started making music professionally, I had more audience. Yeah, I had more audience. I have more people listening to me.
Okay.
And more people will believe in my music.
Good. Talking about believing in your music, you say you mentioned something about having a weird fest coming up, something you're using to maybe get across to your fans and all that. Can you tell me a bit about it?
Yeah, it's actually the Fillmore Weird Fest on the 15th of December.
Okay, all right. So people can just come and just listen to good music.
Yeah,
good music, eh?
Yeah.
Okay, good. So what song are you performing for us today?
Alubarika.
Alubarika, okay. Yeah, Fillmore with Alubarika. Take it away, man.
All right. be God bless.
So I'm going to bring out my flight attendant's voice here. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is the pre-boarding announcement for the second hour of the show, and I am your captain. Titi. Yes, Captain Titi. That's a nice one, though.
Oh, yeah. Captain Titi. Now you're talking about titles.
Titles.
We are now inviting you to begin boarding at this time. Please have your boarding pass and identification ready. And I'm your captain as well.
What? What's Captain what now? Captain Yomi? Wrap it up.
You are still going to say your name.
Yeah, okay. So we need to agree who the captain actually is now. But I'm Captain Titilayo Oyinson.
Yeah. And my name is, wait for it, His Excellency.
Wow, His Excellency.
It fits me, sure.
Yeah.
And I'm dressed, you know.
Like, right attire.
His Excellency.
Attire.
Yeah.
We're live streaming, people.
We're streaming live right now
yes,
at tvcentertainment.tv and on Facebook at TVC Connect.
Please send in those comments. How do you like our new titles? Captain and Your Excellency.
Yeah,
please.
exactly.
Send it to our social media handles. Use our hashtag WakeUpNigeria on TVC.
Yeah, we have an app that's also available for you for download, both on the Android and the iOS stores. This app allows you to watch us from anywhere in the world.
Yes, sir. Please download it quickly. And of course, the show isn't complete without us involving our kitchen. And I'm not sure who's in the kitchen today. I'm going to be dragging it with Mike. I don't know if Mike's going to let me stay in the kitchen. But not to worry, our chef is on the way. On the way.
We're going to be having some stir fries, I'm sure. Anyway, let's see what's going to happen in the kitchen. But on tech this morning, we're going to be joined by information systems expert Dr. Adebowale Owosheni to share with us about the fourth industrial revolution.
It's happened quite a few times.
Yeah.
Things have changed over the years. Fourth time. We need to look out for so many different things. And for some beautiful live music, we have Tomiwa and the Blaze Music Band.
And art display is something we have every Thursday. Samuel Otitoloju, who is an artist and sculptor, will be joining us to show us some of his works. Look at that, very nice.
And finally on the show, we'll be joined by reality TV star and contestant on the recently concluded Big Brother Naija Pepedem, Stephen Ikechukwu Onyema. Ike. Yeah. That's Mercy's boo there.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mercy's boo.
Have you ever met?
No, you have to refer to me as Your Excellency first.
Your Excellency, no problem. If you want your godship, no problem. The point that you represent Naija, that's my own. So anyone, your godship. Have you ever seen or met your doppelganger?
I actually have.
I know, you know, with ladies, it's a bit hard because we make up, they can look like each other.
Wow, seriously?
Yeah, it's a bit hard because, you know, when you can make up two ladies and they look very much alike, so when they see each other, no one belly, we look alike, no. What's your face best? But I'm talking about, have you ever seen or met
someone that
you think looks like you? Because a lot of people might say it, but the one you agree that, this person looks like me. That's not your son.
Yeah, I'm not sure I have, but something happened recently. I met Adewale Agbaje, which was very strange. That's the international actor.
Yeah.
So while I was waiting for him, he was somewhere else talking with some people. So he walked in, and then he called me his name. He was like, you look like a young Adewale Agbaje.
Wow,
so I laughed because I never thought I looked like him, but he said that he feels like I look like him. I was like,
Okay. Well, I have...
Maybe same skin color or something, I don't know.
Yeah, well, and probably height. He's quite tall.
He's big, yeah.
But, so mine is a lady who also was on TV. She was on TV for a long time. Sheon Chukwemeka. She used to be on Sound City, but now she's a chef. She's Chef Renee Chooks. So they used to send us for events, and people would actually be like, I just saw you over there and you were wearing something else. How come you're here now? How did you change so fast? So when we were younger, we used to look so alike. People used to think we were the same person. And people got angry with me, saying, I saw you and you didn't greet me. You were looking at me like this and you said you didn't remember me.
What, so
it was that bad.
Is she still around now?
Of course, she's an amazing chef.
Look alike now.
Now.
Oh, okay.
But then
I know her.
we did.
Okay. Then how about you, Mike?
I saw, it was a younger version. I saw him on, that was some, like, say, 15 years back. I saw a younger version of me on a movie jacket.
Oh, okay.
You not believe it. Like, I saw, some people saw this and brought it to me. I was like, my junior brother, I don't know, saying that they act movie. Just to try and get the feel, and nobody doubted it.
Wow.
I've never seen that guy. I can't remember the name of the movie. But man, I don't know whether it was my younger image that they put on something. I don't know. But so the reason I brought you is because of Ike, of course, looks like Michael B. Jordan.
Oh, in a way.
So yes, you really have people that, but they say it's bad luck to see your doppelganger.
Oh,
so
it's real?
We'll talk about that later.
It will be bad luck for the person.
For the person, not for me.
We have to go to the news, and Ibrahim is on standby for us.
In every other person you want to look like, just make sure you don't look like an Amrabat.
True.
All right, the presidency has dismissed reports of a dispute between President Muhammad Buhari and Vice President Yemi Osinbajo. The clarification was made through the senior special assistant to the president on National Assembly matters, Babajide Omowurare and Umari Yakubu. This follows reports that a number of the vice president's aides have been relieved of their appointment, although the statement neither confirmed nor denied it. There are also complaints by some Nigerians about the president's frequent trips abroad and the non-transfer of power to his vice. But Mr. Omowurare notes that Section 145 of the Constitution permits the president to work from anywhere except when indisposed. Only one memo was approved at this week's Federal Executive meeting presided by Vice President Yemi Osinbajo. The Ministry of Works and Housing got approval for the award of contract of the Bidesashi-Nupeka Road. This will certainly improve travel time along the strategic road that links the north to the south. There was also approval for the construction of a link bridge between Niger and Kwara State. The Federal High Court in Abuja has ordered his Omoyele Sowore release after fulfilling his bail conditions. But the convener of Revolution Now movement remains in custody of the Department of State Services because the document from the court could not be handed to the agency before it closed for the day. His counsel, Mr. Falana, informed the court that the defendant has been able to meet bail conditions imposed on him by the court. He asked the court for an adjournment at the resumed trial on grounds of not being able to have access to the defendant who has been in the custody of the state security services. The prosecuting counsel opposed the application for adjournment, stating that the charges were filed and served on the defendant on the 20th of September, which affords them enough time to prepare for their defense. The court adjourned sitting to 5th and 6th of December. And the Lagos governor of Lagos State, Babajide Sanwo-Olu, has decided to drop the title, Your Excellency, and now wants to be addressed as Mr. Governor. This is in a bid to change the narrative of governance by eliminating what he calls executive arrogance that undermines the democratic role of citizens as masters of those they have elected and appointed to serve. Governor Sanwo-Olu believes the move will remind him of being chosen to lead and send the right signals to politicians and civil servants. It says only God is the most excellent and that no man can share his external qualities. An executive order will be issued today that will formally ensure full compliance with the new policy. And senators are seeking to strengthen laws against sexual harassment in tertiary institutions. The Sexual Harassment in Tertiary Educational Institutions Prohibition, Prevention and Redressal Bill scaled second reading after an extensive deliberation by lawmakers. Recently, a Sex for Grades documentary made the rounds, revealing a university lecturer abused his office for sexual gains. The viral report touched the heart of many Nigerians who began questioning the country's legal system following calls for much more stringent sanctions. Lawmakers are now seeking stricter sanctions up to a 14-year jail term without an option of fine for anyone found guilty. The legislators also want the bill extended to all the sectors and institutions as it relates to women and girls. And that's the news update for this hour. Stay tuned.
Hereby flag off the second edition of Amuwo Olympic Games.
That was the chairman of Amuwo Dolphin, flagging off the 2019 games at the local secretariat before the youth proceeded to the Amuwo Primary School for more fun.
It's a wet and frigorific Saturday morning, and I am here in Festac Amuwo Dolphin for the Amuwo Games 2019. The atmosphere here is electric. We're getting ready. We just had the touch relay. It's all about support for the youth, support for the community. It's a laudable project, something that needs to support. We have the chairman of the local government, the president, of course, of the Residents Association here, and the whole of dignitaries here who are here to celebrate Amuwo Dolphin Game. This is big. I'm looking forward to what the whole have over the course of the whole month. We're bringing coverage for that of what is happening across the whole month for you, and we're going to have fun all through this month. So yeah, it's Amuwo Games 2019. Yeah, that's what we're saying. The excitement is here. Let's go.
You can call them sports lovers or fun seekers. These youths of Amuwo Dolphin local government area in Lagos, Nigeria, are out to create a platform for youth development and community growth through sports.
What happens is also a thing, it's time to take one shot in this process, and we have white, although.
Sheon Ayeni is the initiator of the sports festival. He tells us what to expect in the games that will run every weekend in November.
It's going to be a month of events, a month of sporting events, mostly on weekends, so that people going to work and participate, you know. So Saturdays, Sundays, all through the month of November. November is becoming our month now.
Unforgivable mistake there by the player forward. You had to go begging. Who go on the ball?
Amuwo Games is for residents of Amuwo Dolphin local government area, and the chairman of the area, Engineer Valentine Buraimo, joins other youths to point out what makes the event very important.
We are using the opportunity, to discover talents among the youths in our local government, and also how to challenge their energy positively to make impact for themselves, their family, and for their country. And that the games have discovered talents in the area of football, basketball, volleyball, athletics, even up to scramble.
Oh, I used to be a resident of Amuwo Dolphin. I grew up here all my life, like say 20, 24, 23 years of my life. Sports is a way of probably engaging the youth, and also making sure that people who are restless and restive youths can be productively engaged. And Amuwo Dolphin has gotten a lot of great talents. You know, talk about music, we had people like Soli was part of Amuwo Dolphin. G to the guitar, man. Korede Bello was somewhere around at Boju. You know, and a whole lot of people think it's high time we pushed those ones also to the fore. And trust me, a lot of talent will be discovered in the course of this program.
This Amuwo Games, I'm in support of it because this one shows, it brings out the talented people in sports. You know, it showcases a lot of people. This Amuwo Dolphin Games will showcase them, will bring them to the limelight so that the federal government can even invest in them, take them out of the country. You know, that's reason why I even in support of this, and I will always keep coming every year.
We never knew we had such talents within the estate. Talent in some other areas like cycling and some other things which they just introduced into the games. So what we are saying is that for parastatals and some other ventures, enterprises within the area, they should come and give this game a support.
In 3 more weekends to come, these youths will engage themselves with games like football, basketball, tennis, and table tennis, relay race for men and women, chess, Scrabbles, and drafts.
All right, right, that was the Amour Games 2019. Over the course of November, the games are going to go on. You can go out there, be a part of the games, and of course, we might definitely have something for you at the end of the games. Right, it's Tech Thursday, and we have a guest, a wonderful man making his debut on the show. Now, today we'll have information systems expert, Dr. Adebowale Owusheni, to share with us about the fourth industrial revolution. It's great to have you, sir. You are welcome.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Good morning.
Now, just before we go into it, I know a number of people ask me, what do you mean by an industrial revolution? This is the fourth one. When did the first one happen? When the second and third? And where did the fourth? So let's have a little bit of a preamble. What exactly is an industrial revolution, and what did the first, second, and third entail?
Okay, industrial revolution is simply the shift in production, means of production over the ages, okay? So it started with, that's around 17th century, with the combustion engine. So combustion engine was a means through which productions were driven at that point. And then it moves to the next one after the discovery of electricity. That should be around 18th century. So discovery of electricity changed the way we produce and the way we go into mechanization, okay? And then the third one was discovery of computer. So computerization now again changed the way we produce things, the way we do things. Now we are moving into the fourth revolution, and this is talking about digitalization.
Exactly. That's where Africa still has a lot to catch up with.
Yes.
Digitalization and all of that. We're taking, it's not just about introducing us to computer, but then we're taking it to the next level. So
Yes.
in preamble, I hope you've understood that. That's what we mean by industrial revolution. So for the fourth industrial revolution, what is about the fourth industrial revolution? How can we make gains from this revolution as Africans?
Okay, I think I need to go back to what fourth industrial revolution is.
All right, good.
Okay, so in fourth industrial revolution speaks to disruptive technologies, emerging technologies that combines physical, digital, and biological worldviews. Okay, and this technology is impacting governance, is impacting jobs, is impacting everything around us as human. Okay, so because of the disruption of this technology, everyone needs to get set and ensure that they adopt what is necessary to be able to make good use of the fourth industrial revolution.
Growing up, we used to have, when you talk about arts and science students, so the science students will focus on maths and physics and chemistry, and the art students will just basically focus on literature and all of that. But now everything is being computerized. So we are saying that computer or IT information is a must for everybody, whatever field you are in.
Yes, definitely. Because it's changing things. Okay, for example, let me give you an instance. About 2 weeks ago, Dubai unveiled the very first 3D printed house.
Wow.
So imagine that this entire building was printed by a printer.
Wow.
Okay, so that is just an example. That some of these technologies we are talking about are Internet of Things, 3D printing, virtual reality, machine learning, robotics, and then a whole lot of them. So combining these things together. And another one, in the near future now, you'll see that different parts of human being will be printed. You
see, that's
so
something.
It's not.
This is really mind-blowing, because you mentioned a printed house. That we know that in the future a lot of jobs will not be available.
Will not be available. And let me even tell you one of that thing. This house was printed in 17 days and then assembled together under 48 hours. Wow. So imagine
that means total is not up to 20 days.
Yes. So
from zero.
That means everything that goes into a building or erection of an edifice now is going to change. The way the architecture is going to change.
I wouldn't have to.
So everything is changing, and that is even about building. Okay, talk about other things like, for example, transportation. That is even common around us here. For example, the Uber model.
Yeah.
Today now we see less of yellow taxis. What happened to them? Where are the drivers?
Very true.
And so things are changing, and it seems as if we are not catching up. The first, second, and third industrial revolution, as a nation, we have researchers that told us that we came late to the party, as a nation. Now it seems as if we are not even at the party at all.
I mean, look at when it comes to voting. voting is somewhere that a number of people have said we need to employ some. I mean, somebody can sit down at home and vote. If I have my biometrics and all of that captured into a system, I should be able to vote from anywhere, even in diaspora.
Yes.
You know, but that's something that we're still doing things that people did, like you said, way back and all of that.
I think there's still a lot of things that we need to do. Okay, so this is bringing about opportunities and threats with it.
Exactly, opportunities and threats. So
okay, so
let's look at...
So the opportunities that we have is that, I mean, the world is shrinking, so we have globalization.
Global
so it means that I can be here now and work anywhere in the world.
In the world, very true.
And then the form of job or employment is also changing. So people no longer go to work 8 o'clock to 5 o'clock in the evening. People can now keep as many jobs as they want over different kind of industry, okay?
And different time zones
and
also.
Different time zones. But again, this is also going to bring before the issue of cybercrime. Because now that we have digitalization all over the place, it means that the way at which and manner at which crime are being committed is also going to change. So I can stay here now and commit crime in US, in UK, in wherever. All I need to commit crime in today's world is perhaps internet and computer. I don't even need a computer in the system. Maybe my phone, your mobile. I'm good to go. No, so these are some of the things that we need to start looking at. And then again, we need to talk about skilling and reskilling of people, because the kind of skills that is required to remain relevant in today's fourth industrial revolution is changing. Wow. Okay, so it's not about knowing what to do, you know, but knowing how to do what to do.
I love this, Doctor. I love this.
So what we are doing is necessarily not changing. But how we do what we do is changing. So, for example, schooling. Going to school is not changing.
You know what happens? We'll have 2 more episodes of this. I can see the excitement. I really will have so much to learn. We have to go now, but we have 2 more episodes. We'll still talk about the fourth industrial revolution, the advantages, the threats, how you can take advantage of it, and then, of course, the threats are going to come. It was great having you. We're looking forward to having more of this. Thank you so much, Doctor. Okay, just hold on there. But then, hey, come on. We're still here. I want to talk about industrial revolution. There's somewhere that revolution will not happen. If it should happen anywhere in the kitchen, we will fight. If revolution will end that day. Yeah? Let's welcome my sweetheart is in the kitchen. Of course. Hello, Ayo. How you doing?
So which of your sweethearts is sweeter?
We know who he's talking to.
Wow,
Come on, let's stop this.
The one that's going to provide him food is the one he's talking to.
Always.
For today. Welcome to the kitchen. And we have the amazing, the scintillating, the... What else? What else can I call you? The astonishing Chef AY in the building. Let's go. Ouch. So whenever Chef AY is in town, we know it's going to be a fun day in the kitchen. But she needs to explain what exactly she's making. I've been trying to pronounce it since, and I just realized my tongue can't quite catch it. So what is it we're making?
We're making a Spanish paella.
Spanish
paella. It's like a...
No.
P-A-E-L-L-A, if I'm not mistaken.
Paella?
Yes.
So it's like a pie with Ella?
No.
Paella.
Titi, can you stop? I already explained this thing to you before.
I'm trying to pronounce it.
It's a Spanish rice, but I'm trying to do it in a Nigerian version. So, like, it's essentially one of the most traditional rices in Spain, España.
Okay.
So,
speaking of rice, this is the list of ingredients. We have oil, salt, chicken, paprika, sausages, fresh chilies, tomato paste, oregano, dried what? Dried prawns? Dried prawns.
Yeah.
Red kidney beans.
No, this is added. I want to do something different later.
Okay, all right, sure.
Okay.
The spices here, that's the paprika, that's the... Oregano. Black pepper, and of course, stock cubes.
Yes.
Let's not forget the garlic and the peppers.
Yes, fresh chilies.
So we were talking a bit about rice earlier. So when Chef AY was washing this rice, I felt like, you know, it was the apocalypse now. Because I was like, wait, is this rice you're watching? Is this actually rice? But you know what? This is how clean the water is now after, what, 6 washes?
Yes.
6 washes later.
Yes.
The water is really, really, really dirty. And this is 6 washes later. and after a lot of picking, and it's because of the scarcity.
Yes, we had a discussion about that. You know, the quality of rice right now is a bit crusty.
We have to go though. We have to go.
Yes,
we have to go to a quick
later.
break. We'll talk about this more. Think about that rice though. Think about the rice. We'll be back. Welcome back to the kitchen, people. Now, there's so much happening in the kitchen. So much. Chef AY is on fire already.
Yes.
If you missed it, she's making a paella, right?
Yes.
Paella.
The Nigerian version of paella. So the reason why I say Nigerian version is because I'm using the three main ingredients that make a paella, but I'm using the Nigerian version. Okay. So your typical paella would have like chorizo sausages, chicken breast, and shrimps, or prawns. Okay. What I did is I decided to put a spin on it, so I'm using regular chicken sausages, chicken breast, and dried prawns.
She's also using oil, salt, fresh chilies, tomato paste, dried prawns, seasoning cubes, and so much more. Of course, rice is part of
major,
this. That's the major ingredient. And we were talking about that before the break. And please take note, we don't know where exactly this rice is coming from these days. When you're buying it in the market, just look out for where you get your rice.
I mean, we've always had controversy about rice, to be honest. There's fake rice, there's good rice, there's long rice, there's short rice, there's imported rice, there's basmati rice, there's Thai rice. One thing you need to realize is the rice that we eat in Nigeria is actually locally grown or locally sourced. If not, then it's imported. That's why you have your rice cleaner. But now the thing is, there's nothing wrong with the rice that we have over here. There's nothing wrong at all. You just have to be very, a bit more sanitary when you're working with it, if that makes any sense. And if you think you can make the rice and it just has a different taste, chuck the whole lot away.
Wow.
Because you're eating fake rice. It's out there.
Oh my
It's out there.
And of course, being a caterer, you must be experiencing some serious challenges getting all this stuff, yeah?
Everything has gone up, and my customers don't want to hear that.
I can imagine.
So
what are we doing first?
We're going to start with the rice. So what I'm going to do with the rice, in the spirit of being authentic with the whole paella recipes, I'm going to actually... the French word, I think the French word for this is égrener, which essentially means you're going to cover the rice in oil first, like frying the raw rice before you cook it with stock or water. So I've just chopped in a bit of onions in there. I'm going to grate about 3 or 4 garlics. Like I said, I'm doing a Nigerian version, but I'm still trying to get that original taste that I'm going for when it comes to the paella. So I don't want you to taste this dish and think it's Nigerian at all, if that makes any sense. I want you to get a bit of an authentic feel, but then get that Nigerian flavor that would go with the meal. I'm a risk taker,
you're grating in
Titi.
the garlic.
Yes, I'm a risk taker. This is a new recipe, and I always do that with you lot, don't I?
You do. So there's oil in there, about 2 kitchen spoons of oil.
Tablespoons.
Tablespoons of oil.
Yeah.
You have onion and you have garlic. What goes in next?
I'm just going to put 2 stock cubes.
Into the oil?
Yes, because I don't have any chicken stock water. So whatever I want to put, whenever I put plain water, the taste will be lifted up because I've already seasoned the oil.
Okay, fantastic.
So then the rice goes, and if you can help me with like a little plastic.
What do you need though?
Plastic to stir this. Like a spoon.
Yeah. Okay, fantastic. I got you. Let's do this.
So all the rice is going in. Do you want to come over and then you can stir this while I go and continue something else? So you stir that down.
Titi in action. So this is frying dry rice.
Yes, and then you throw in your oregano and your paprika for color.
Wow.
That's it right there in front of you, so you can help with that as well, Titi, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
The paprika.
So let me take in the paprika quickly. And the oregano.
Yes, and we stir that in.
Okay.
Once that's proper fried a little bit, just give it about a minute or 2.
Then
we'll pour water in and cover it up to cook.
Beautiful. And as I'm doing that, I know the live band has grown so much more popular on Wake Up Nigeria. And of course, here to make sure your Thursday is a little more bumped up, we have the musician Tomiwa and the Blaze Music Band. Now, they've been doing music for quite a while. Go check out their performance.
Wow! Welcome to the outdoors. Now, this is to officially announce that the weekend has started early. One day early, the weekend has started. I'm here out in the open with the Blaze Music Crew. And this is a musical band, and they're absolutely amazing, really, really talented. And I have here Tomiwa. who I'm going to be talking to about the work that they have been doing. Amazing work. How you doing, Tomiwa?
I'm fine.
And now this is the whole crew themselves. Let's just introduce them very quickly. What's your name? Taiwo. This is Taiwo and Daniel, and this big man here, Aremu. And over here, the drummer is Shino. And who else? Have I? Okay, that's Aremu, right? Then Shola. Emmanuel. All right, so these guys. Anyway, so this is Tomiwa. And you guys have been together for 4 years.
Yeah.
Absolutely amazing. And I don't know, but you guys seem like you've been together for like 10 years. The way you sing, the way everything just flows together. Talk to us about your music and what you do.
Well, professionally it's been 4 years, but majority of us started doing music in high school together. So
yeah, so I can see that same spirit that that you guys are really pushing out in your music, and all your equipment, everything just looks fresh and really, really nice. So you guys do weddings, live music in different places?
Yeah, all social and corporate events.
Okay, social corporate events.
Yeah.
Do you do? I know that there are a couple of bands that do like evening events, nightclubs, and hotels and things like that. You do music there too.
As long as money is involved, you're ready.
As long as money is involved. Now I'm seeing your equipment here. It looks very expensive. I'm sure that you guys have invested a lot in your craft. How often do you guys rehearse? Like when you go out and do stuff?
We rehearse twice every week.
Twice every week?
Yeah.
Okay. So apart from that, the music that you guys choose, is it music that people love to listen to, or you just do your own kind of thing? And how do you do that?
Well, basically, Blaze is known for versatility. So we're a crossover live music band. So basically what we do is all genre of music. So any events we go for, there is always something both for the young generation and for the old generation. So it ranges from the oldies, the 80s, 90s, down back to the Afro-pop, the Fuji, the Juju.
Anyway, let's not waste any more time. I'm sure that people are watching at home and they're saying, look, let's just hear these guys. All right, so the Blaze Music Group, and they're going to be starting right now. Something really special for you. The weekend has started really, really early this week. It's time to celebrate.
Let's go now.
Thank the Lord for His mercy. Thank the Lord for the things we do. Set me up and kept me from falling. Now my life has come to brand new. Oh, make me jolly, shake body. Okay, the party don't start. Everybody, we go there. Hey, your day, day by day, day by day. All the way, all the way, all the way, all the way. I'm ready for the party. I watch out for small jobs. I go really early, I know you have a story. I go Yaba, I go buy material. I go tie my gele, ya, then go no say I don't go. If you see my gele, oh, he go wound everybody. Gele me got juicy yellow. 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 Oga be sign boy. Gele me got juicy yellow. Oga be sign boy. One time, just get it. Jamilaya, your body on fire. I know you hot, but I can take you higher. Hey, from head to toe, you wear designer. Original babe, no made in China. You know I'll be your heart desire. Hey, I'm a forget, now she be fine. Hey, she be fine. Oh no, oh no, oh no. You dey make me go low. Oh no, oh no, yeah, you dey make me go low. Yeah, shaking your ass like go low. Oh no, spending money like go low. If you DJ go low, things like business he go show you. Iskaba, iskelebete, iskoroboto, iskaba, iskelebete, iskoroboto, iskaba, iskelebete, iskoroboto, iskaba. One time, let's go now. Just one touch and I'm wanting. Oh, shut it. Wait till you give me that enough. Oh. You know, say me, I know I'm all in love. Shut it. But wait till you give me that enough. Oh. Yeah. Oh, baby, I'm getting jealous. Don't wanna see you with anybody. Oh, I'm getting jealous. Alright. Hey, I'm getting jealous, baby. I'm getting jealous. Don't wanna see you with anybody. Oh, I'm getting jealous. Alright. Okay, I'm getting addicted.
Funny how time flies when you're having so much fun. Yeah. You know? You land on the runway in the next 45 minutes. And of course, your captain is still here. Yes.
Yeah, well, if you missed the last 2 hours of the show, then you might have been asleep.
Maybe.
Yeah, so
Maybe.
Anyway, but the next 45 minutes is going to be really special. Once again, this is the 600th edition.
Yes, sir.
600.
Episode 600.
Done this 600 times.
Yep.
Of the #1 breakfast show in Nigeria. Wake up, Nigeria.
Now there's so much more to come, so get ready. This is still Captain Titilayo Oyinsan right here.
Introduce me.
What? His Excellency Yomi Owokwe. Yes.
Yes, indeed.
Just for today.
Yeah. And you can watch us live right now at tvcentertainment.tv, and on Facebook you can check us out at TVC Connect.
Send in your comments. We've been actually looking out for them, and there's some nice ones so far. Use our hashtag #WakeUpNigeria on TVC.
Now, of course, the TVC app is also available for download, both on the Android and the iOS stores. This app allows you to watch us from anywhere in the world.
Yes, sir.
And you can watch us right now.
Now we have something coming up that you're gonna like. Art display is still on standby. Now we have Samuel Otitoloju, and he's an artist, sculptor, and so much more. He's gonna be showing us some of his work very soon.
And finally on the show, we're going to be joined by reality TV star and contestant on the recently concluded Big Brother Naija, Stephen Ikechukwu Oyema. He's going to be joining us very shortly on the show.
All right. So far, so good. So far, so good.
Yeah, something I want to mention.
You want to mention something? What do you want to mention?
So I really want to give a shout out to our live band.
The Blaze Band, yeah.
You see, there has been a lot of emphasis on packaging. Okay. So much so that you see a lot of facade, a lot of nice package without enough content or without enough value.
Substance.
Substance, value.
True.
But man, these guys, they have it all, man. And it's so, you see, when packaging meets value, man, the synergies is out of it. Like, if the guy, that kind of person should tell you, for my event, bring 20 million. We say, no. Take 19.5 now. Wow.
Like, exactly.
No,
yeah.
like,
well
no,
packaged.
Really. There's
the sound,
about,
everything is great.
There's something about content and packaging. So there's been like too much. We always go the facade, you know, value, ladies, men, everywhere. Yeah. While you work on packaging and all of that, let's work on giving value. Let's work on the content, the thing inside there. It makes
exactly. I think again, one of the biggest things that in a country that's very competitive, in a country where there are very few jobs, and a lot of people that are looking for jobs, when you get an opportunity, you have to bring your A game every single time. Because there are lots of people who are just waiting in the wings.
Just to take that spot.
Just to take that spot. So, for instance, we're a TV host here, and I'm sure there are people watching who are saying, look, if I get that opportunity.
If I catch.
That's how it is. So, there are younger cats always coming. Man. There are people 18, 19, 20 years old right now, and they're saying, look, I'm waiting for my opportunity. So, if you're caught sleeping.
Sleeping on a bicycle, as they say. But so even during job interviews, you know, you've interviewed people for jobs before. Yeah. I know you've done that. But sometimes you have some come looking a certain way. Maybe they just didn't take extra care in how their appearance was going to be. And then even those that come completely dressed, then they don't really have anything good to say. Yeah. So it has to be a balance, you know.
It has to be a good balance. You have to be ready.
Visual.
You have to just put everything. I know, and like you just mentioned also, it's important. I think both ways they work together. Find a way to find the balance. Because a lot of people will tell you, I know a lot of very intelligent people who, you know, the nerds would rather be, they are more about content and value than outlook. You know, they say, look, man, so at the time we associate intelligence and that nerd attitude with being dirty and being unkept. So you see them looking scrawny and all of that. But hey, you see a bit of both, man. I get that. So I'm talking to myself also. A bit of both. Content, value, as well as that package,
presentation, everything. So like when they see you, you know, they don't know that, okay, that's the guy.
Like the way whenever we see Ibrahim, you know, he's always properly packaged, and then the content is always just, he just delivers, you know. Hello and welcome back. Now it's a Thursday and in the building we have something really interesting for you, parents, and of course the kids. Something you should think about. Step Up Nigeria is an initiative that focuses on building young minds and making them anti-corruption heroes, champions. The quest is taking them to many different schools in and out of Lagos. We have Adenike Bamigbade, program associate, right here to talk about it. Welcome to the show.
Hello.
Hi. Okay,
Good morning.
So now you, honestly, I think of you as an anti-corruption hero already for what you're doing. I just, you know, scanned through the website online and I was just like, okay, so there's quite a lot you're doing. So I need you to break down what Step Up Nigeria is all about.
Okay, thank you very much. Good morning, Nigerians. So Step Up Nigeria, it is an anti-corruption agency. And we use creative methods to teach children about anti-corruption and to develop them and help them become better leaders.
Okay, so you say creative methods. I went on and I saw comic books. Is it only comic books you're using?
Okay, I would actually say we use interactive methods. Okay. So part of it, we have some creative materials that we use. We have storybooks, we have comic books. And deeper than that, it's the sessions that we hold and how we go about it. Okay. So we engage the children. So we don't just educate them and move. We engage them, we help them think, and we make them realize the impact of corruption on themselves, on their families, on the society at large. And we make them think of creative ways that they can solve corruption.
Okay, so no, we say that we're doing things, you know, but you must have been seeing some good results. I know there's a story of a young girl we're talking about off air. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Okay, so that's Naomi Oloyede. So I will still need to talk about how we go about it. So we reach out to schools, and our target audience are from age of 6 to 15 years, the children who are still in their formative age. And we reach out to schools. Schools are major partners and teachers are major partners. So we go there and tell them this is what we do, and we establish a relationship, and we set sessions where we engage the students.
Okay,
so
can I stop you there? How old is Naomi?
Naomi is 11 years.
11 years old.
Yes, she's 11 years old. So she's one of the students in a school in Abuja, FCT. So, and we had a normal engagement session there. We did the first one, which we tell them about corruption. We use our creative methods to engage them. Then we have the second session, which was more of creative learning, where after telling them, we ask them to think and develop ways they can solve where they can solve corruption in Nigeria. Then also we organize debate sessions within their midst. So we do a lot of interactive sessions like that. So during one of the debate sessions, Naomi was also part of it in our school, and she was very vocal. She was very passionate. So I can remember she said she would tell her mom and her dad to say if they can't stop corruption in Nigeria right now, that are they waiting for her? Are they waiting for our own generation? That if a mom, that it starts from her mom, it starts from her dad, it starts from people right now, the adults right now, to stand up and fight corruption. So that was amazing. And also other
it went
children.
online, I believe.
Yes, but majorly, during our reporting session, so we presented it to our stakeholders, and United Nations was one of our stakeholders, and they watched the video of Naomi during our debate session, and they were impressed, and that's how she was selected to come give a speech at the United Nations high-level conference in Vienna, Austria, in October.
Beautiful, beautiful. So now, as you can see, for those that are watching now, this issue of anti-corruption has to start, you know, from really, really young. So an 11-year-old is already getting the gist of it, and I feel it's something that the rest of our kids should be informed about as well. But I have to say a big thank you to you.
Okay.
The website is Step Up.
www.stepupnigeria.org.
Okay.
Yes, stepupnigeria.org. Yes.
Oh, so in wrapping this up, I think what you're doing is amazing.
Thank you.
And if you need any more creative methods, maybe we should have a conversation. So I'm thinking of ideas. My ideas are just popping into my head.
And yes, and our major goal is for every child to know about this, because presently in Nigeria, more focus is on sanction. More focus is on persecution. So the damage has already been done. Those who are corrupt have already done what they've done. So, but little emphasis is on prevention. So, and that is what we are doing as an organization.
Thank you so much.
Yes, so we're looking for media personnel. We're looking for, we're asking Nigerians to join us.
Wake Up Nigeria sounds very close already. But I know that we have to wrap this up now.
Yes, okay.
Check them out, stepupnigeria.org.
Yeah, Step Up
We have to head over to the garden now. We have an art display on standby.
Okay, so it's a wonderful Thursday morning. The sun is up. It's a great time to be outside. Considering that we start the show when it's still quite dark, this is something to behold. So on our art display this morning, we have a sculptor in the house. Now, he has an interesting style of sculpting. Samuel, it's great to have you. You're welcome. Samuel. All right, you're welcome. So this is amazing. I've been having a chat with him before we came on, and he uses scrap metal as your means of sculpting. Okay, but let's talk about how did this journey of being a sculptor, how did it start for you?
It started in 2013 when I fell in love with art. Though I loved painting then.
Okay.
But when I saw more of sculpting and people sculpting, I fell in love with it.
Okay.
So I now loved metal and I loved scrap because of the works I've seen from people.
From people.
So I now started learning how to weld, and from then when I went to train at Universal Studios of Art at National Theatre.
Okay.
At 2013. So then I now later moved to Yaba College of Technology to study art, where I got my national diploma. So from there, that was where the journey started. And since when I finished, I've been working professionally and doing works.
Wonderful, wonderful. I'm awed by this. This takes a lot of work. Scrap metal, but you've put some beautiful pieces here. Let's talk about the individual pieces here. This is an ostrich. I can see it. Okay, let me put it this way so that people out there can see it quite very well. Let's talk about this piece. What's it called? And talk to us about this piece.
Yes, it is titled Elegance. But when I went to the junkyard, because I get my scrap at the junkyard, I buy them and assemble them together. So when I bought them, I didn't really have an idea of what I was going to do, but when I just assembled stuff together and I said, okay, it was an ostrich, and I just put it up and assembled them together.
So are you saying that, but did you have a you had in mind that you wanted to do an ostrich before you started gathering, or when you started getting it?
For the ostrich, I didn't have the mind of doing an ostrich.
Okay.
But when I assembled the metal, that was what it formed already.
Wonderful, wonderful, great one there. So this is a ram, this is wonderful. This must have really taken a lot of work. Talk to us about this piece.
This piece was intentional. It wasn't like
okay, it wasn't like this one.
It was
okay.
just assembled to the same way, and I was just thinking of like that day I wasn't really in a good mood because I was really looking up to some things then. So I just like I was like looking up to something, anticipating something. So that was why I just started with Anticipator, and that was
what's the title again?
Anticipator.
Anticipator. I like this. Yeah. Okay, wonderful. And then here, this is a squirrel and all of that. Wonderful. This is very cute. I can see an exhaust pipe. He uses spark plugs, wheels, spokes, nuts and bolts, all of that. So all scrap metal. This is an exhaust pipe. That's something like a microphone there and all of that. Let's talk about this squirrel. What's it called?
Yeah, I thought it is survival. Survival, like the hand-to-mouth economy in Nigeria.
Okay.
Because all you get just to feed yourself, and because that was what was going on there. Because I made it 2016.
Okay.
Because of the recession and everything that was going on then. So that was what brought the inspiration of the hand-to-mouth economy.
Okay.
The survivor. So I felt this cruel, trying to survive to get something to eat. So that was how we came up
with this one. Yeah. Great piece. And that there, I can see someone blowing a trumpet and all of that. What's that piece called?
Behind Motivation. Behind Motivation.
Behind Motivation.
Yeah, because everyone has something that motivates you to
do
things. Some people use music, some people use art, some people use different other stuff. But maybe I just feel okay, this is what he loves doing.
Okay. So now, before you go into all of this, how do you get the framework to start? Of course, you start from a sketch, right? How do you grow from scratch up until this point?
It just takes practice. Like I've been doing it for a long time, so it's not something really hard for me to really get. I can just assemble them together and just come up.
And then finally, does this pay the bills? How far does this go when it comes to paying the bills?
Yeah, it does, but basically in Nigeria, you won't just depend on one profession. But most of the time I get commissions, like I get enough commissions.
Okay.
Enough commissions that funds me, like I do fiber on commissions, I do wood too. So I work on other stuff. So sometimes I even get commissions on drawing. So basically it's not just really
this one. But this is your forte. This is the one that your heart beats strongly for. Wonderful. This is a great piece of work here, and kudos. How far do you expect to take this? I mean, I'm looking at the detail in here, and I am in awe of what this young man is doing. How far do you expect to take this? How far do you think you can go with this?
I want to go for I'm still planning on having exhibitions too, like solo exhibitions.
Good. You have plans for a solo exhibition? Yeah. When do you think you can come up with something like that?
I don't know yet, but I pray soon.
When you do, let us know, right? Let us know. We'd like to support that. Okay, so you have exhibitions and all of that. You have any global plans or something like that?
Yeah, I have global plans of going abroad. I'm going to study more abroad.
Okay, study more and get better at what you're doing. Now, this is real wonderful. But what word will you give to people who want to do things like this, who want to learn art like this? How can you encourage them?
I encourage people a lot to do as I tutor some people, like I teach some people on sculpture too.
Oh, okay. All right.
Wonderful.
Wonderful. Great one. All right, that's Samuel, and this is a young man that you should support. Samuel, how do we hit you up on? Do you have social media handles or something?
Yes, sir.
What's your social media handle?
Sculptor OT on Instagram.
Sculptor
OT.
OT on Instagram.
Samuel Etoloju on Facebook.
All right, that's how you can hit up this young man. He's doing wonderful stuff here. Let's support him as much as we can. Thank you very much, Samuel. It was great having you.
Thank you.
Okay, so yeah, we're out here in the sun, and I've just had a good sweat. But hey, we'll get back, of course, into the studio. There's still more that will come after this break.
Welcome back. A few of you are fans of this guy.
Yeah.
Just a few of you.
A few? Just a few?
Just say. But anyway, Stephen Ikechukwu Onyema is a reality TV star. Now, was recently, just a few weeks ago now, just a matter of weeks, recently concluded Big Brother. He was on there.
Yes,
and,
indeed.
yeah.
So he's a mathematician, a photographer, artistic painter, model, amongst other things.
Mathematician.
And he peppered them.
Oh, I love how
I don't know how a mathematician found his way to the Big Brother house.
I'm telling you, when I walked in there, I was like, Big Brother, are you sure? Okay, 30 million. Okay, let's see, you know. But man, I had a lot of fun. It was a crazy experience, you know. And coming out to this kind of love and this kind of fan base is just,
yes.
It's wild.
It's remarkable. I mean, like, do you feel like your life has changed before and after? Is there a before and after?
Yeah, definitely. It wouldn't be like a 360 change because being a model and trying to be an actor before, I was always in front of the camera and behind the camera sometimes. So it didn't change too much, but it upgraded. I went from level 1 to 100. Oh, wow. 0 to 100 real quick. So. That's what I would say. Definitely, it's opened a lot of doors, and I'm just trying to, make my way through them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Speaking of doors, when those doors closed on you guys in there, in the house, did it ever feel like you were, claustrophobic or feel like, I just want to get out of here? Did you ever feel like that at all?
Sometimes definitely. I think the whole point of the show is to induce those kind of feelings from the small little things that do the music. Even the air conditioning, the tasks, the people, just little things will make you want to be like, can I really do this? How long can I last? Mentally. But trying to keep your reason why you came, your goals, all that stuff in your head, it makes it a little bit easier to stay. Okay. And of course, I already told you, I would just be like 30 million naira, 30 million naira some mornings, and I'd stay focused.
Okay. Okay.
So the 30 million was motivation enough for you to put up with all the crazy people in the house.
Yeah.
And at least for you to be able to say, look, there's an end in sight.
Yeah, exactly.
Did the 90 days or 91 days, or how long was
99 days.
99 days.
I stayed 92, but I think there was 90. It was 99 days.
So 90, I mean, you stayed essentially the whole the whole show. But 92 days for you, was it a long time? When you were looking at it?
There's 2 answers for that. It was a long time. It felt like a year, but for 30 million, I do 6 months. I do 180 days. Yeah.
Okay, so obviously it became kind of obvious that some of your motivation came from, of course, the lady that won the competition. So Lambo. So, I would be remiss to not ask about that. So how's that going now? How's the relationship outside the house? Is it different from when it was inside the house?
A little bit different, but it's kind of weird. All these little tasks and teamwork and all this stuff in the house kind of, at some level prepared us a little bit for this. So it's though I don't see her as often, because we're both busy, it's like being on different teams in the house, doing tasks, you know what I mean? So we still communicate, we still see each other FaceTime, but we're both busy now.
Okay.
Especially her, oh my God.
But did you ever feel that was, a little, she's a little more busy than you as of right now because of the fact that
a little?
Okay, I wasn't going to say that, so you don't want to make it seem like you're not doing anything, right?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like that's how it would always seem, but, good things come to those who wait. I'm definitely working. To me, I'm not too much about talking too much or showing too much. I'm just about making the bag, So that's what I've been focusing on lately, and honestly, though there's been a lot of opportunities, the shirt brand has been bringing me a lot. The ice cream brand shirts that I came out with has been bringing me a lot of income. So I've been putting my mind and focus there, expanding the fashion line and trying to, just focus on the areas where I see the most profit right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know, lots of people read your profile before you went into the house and when you guys were unveiled and everything. And some of the things that people read about you was that, you know, you're happy-go-lucky, you like to make friends, you like to connect on different levels. But now that, again, you said you went from 0 to 100, so lots of things have changed, even personally for you.
Yeah.
What would you say is now the essential Ike? Like, this is me, this is who I am, this is what I'm looking at being in the next year or so?
What has really changed? You know, I feel like since the show, my personality didn't change too much, but I focused. You know, modeling was always the focus, entertainment was the focus, but I was able to kind of see that, you know, maybe modeling is not the limit for me. You know, acting is really where I want to go. Modeling is nice, I love it, but it's really not about modeling, it's about being in the fashion space. You know, whether developing my own fashion brand, which I'm doing now, or modeling someone else's. You know, right now I'm really just trying to focus on acting, modeling, building the fashion brand, and also just collecting enough capital so I can push into other business ventures, you know? Yeah. That's really, really my goal. You know, I'm already trying to open up a studio here for, you know, photographers and models, and also just trying to get enough capital so I can do some serious business with my cousins on some importing things from China and
importer, exporter.
You know, I'm an Igbo boy.
So that always comes in.
Yeah, always
into the equation. So your fans, though, I mean, you have a huge fan base now, and every few days, I mean, you guys were in the house, so you wouldn't know, but every few days you would trend on Twitter, and you know, crazy fans, like you know. So, but what aspect of this fandom, when you look at everything, do you appreciate the most? When you look at what people have said about you, all these people that you don't know who create groups and you know, with hashtags. You and all of that, and hashtags and all of that. What do you love the most about the people?
The thing I love the most, because I mean, the attention, yeah, I didn't realize how much I would enjoy it. I was never really too much of an attention person, you know, but I love the fact that it's like I can be a role model, which is something I was always a good guy, cool, you know, I knew people could look up to me, and I'm the oldest in the family. So, but coming out to have thousands of people, you know, being a role model to them watching your every move, I kind of love that because it gives me like a voice to kind of like express my opinion, myself, my beliefs, and see how people react to it, and they've been taking it well.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. I was going to talk a bit about relationships as quickly as possible.
Okay.
The relationships with people in the house.
Okay.
So, for instance, is there anybody you've not called from the house, and who is it that you call the most?
Honestly, I can say there's no one I haven't called from the house.
For real?
Yeah,
Every single person?
I think most of us are more friends now than we were in the house. In the house, though we were cordial, there was always that competition in mind. You know what I mean? So it's like, am I really your friend? We'll know when we leave the house. You know. But since we left, I think I've communicated with everyone. But you guys know who my number one is. Number two is Mike.
Okay.
No, sorry, Diane. Sorry, Diane. Sorry. Number 2 is Diane. The number 3 is Mike.
Yeah.
You know, so those are my top 3 that I communicate with the most. Elo is there too.
Yeah.
Yeah, Elo's there.
All right then, of course. So,
anyway, so I'm sure you've noticed that there's something going on in the kitchen.
Smell it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Let's go have a taste.
Ooh.
Chef AY has been doing her thing, please.
Okay.
Let's go. All right.
Wow.
Welcome, Ike.
Hi.
That's you.
Thank
It's Chef AY.
Hi.
How's it going?
Fine, thank you.
Has Mike been taking care of you?
Yeah, and then, you know,
What do you expect now?
tutoring.
What do you expect?
Hi, Ike. Nice to meet you. I'm a fan. AY. Nice to meet you.
So, AY and I were, hard at work in the kitchen.
Yes,
okay,
we were.
so I'm trying to join, make it seem like I'm the one that did all this work. But tell us exactly what this is,
It's essentially like a Nigerian version of a Spanish paella. I don't know if Ike knows what a paella is, right?
Yeah.
So what I've done is essentially I've used the same ingredients, but I've twisted it in a different way.
And
so
Nigerianized it.
Exactly. So you have your chicken breast in there, you have your prawns, but you have the prawns are smoked.
Yeah.
Is it smoked or
no,
dried
they're
prawns?
dried. Yeah.
And then we have sausages, which are regular sausages, not choritos. And I've incorporated it with a spicy palm oil sauce and topped it up with turkey.
You know what?
So let me give it a taste.
Yeah? I should go first? I didn't want to go first, but this boy, he's eating. He doesn't eat at home.
Don't worry, it shouldn't be so bad. It shouldn't be so bad.
Oh, wow. Wow, wow, wow.
Yeah,
Okay,
not so
second
bad. Are you just
spoon,
saying that?
sharply.
No.
Second spoon sharply.
Yeah.
You know, some people do one spoon and then they pause.
Yeah,
but he just went second spoon.
I'm telling you, please don't hype it. That's how they'll be
All
on
right,
Twitter.
so we're going to be rounding off the show in a few minutes and going to the Blaze Band in the Garden.
Yes.
But I want to say a big thank you to Home ENG for the kitchen accessories.
Yes, indeed. And thank you to all our guests that have been on the show today. And we will be back tomorrow morning from 6 a.m., y'all.
Well done, Chef.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have you later.
Thank you so much for joining us. All right, take it to the garden, guys.
All right. Bye.
Ladies and gentlemen. Blaze music. Are you ready to get down? Yeah. What you gonna do if you really don't wanna dance? That's standing on the wall. Get your bike up on the wall. What you gonna do if you really don't wanna dance? That's standing on the wall. Get your bike up on the wall. So my people say, get down on it. Get down on it. Get down on it. Get down on it. Come on, say, get down on it. Get down on it. Get down on it. Get down. Get down on it. Yeah, one time, one time, let's go down. Say conversation is going round. People talking about the girl who's bouncing down. Lovely lady, pretty as can be. No one knows her name, she's just a mystery. I have seen her, maybe once or twice. One thing I can say, though, she's very nice. She's a lady, one I really wanna know. Somehow I've got to let my feelings show. She's fresh, fresh, excited. She's so excited to me, yeah. She's fresh, fresh, excited. So inviting to me. Oh, fresh as a summer breeze. She took you by surprise. She means so much to me. I'll do anything to make you mine. Le, 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 le. Le, 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 le. Le, 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 le. Are you ready now? Say, Ijo Timoto, yeah, Otora, ra. We mo retire, Irola, ra. Every day I go to bust on MIC. Me, you see me, I go to demo till I rest in peace. Come on, come on. Any of that judge, down, where about me, shady Tony, all day you shake your body, my busy body. Yeah, I'm a rich all over again. Yeah, it's lovely. I just call my bubble. Shuku, shuku, bam, bam. And it's over, hook over, it's in the bam. Oh, throw your hands in the air. Raise the room one time. Let's go. In the room. Macho, fine girl. Macho, fine girl. One time. But bow so good. I love you. I walk around there. Don't me lazy. Ah, you can do without it. But them are peeping in my pants. But them are them in my Land Cruiser. But they say I'm